Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss about agricultural and food chemistry. Okay. First one, agricultural chemistry. They play an important role in the production of agricultural products. Next, how to process the raw materials for the production of agricultural. Then how to monitor the environment. Then it plays important role or it has. Good morning students. Today we are going to see about the agricultural and food chemistry. Okay. First, we can see what is agricultural chemistry. So, the agricultural chemistry deals with the agricultural production. We know, isn't it? Agricultural products. Okay. The production of agricultural, then how to process the raw materials for the production of agricultural, then monitoring the environment, and also it plays a very important role in the relationship between plants, animals, bacteria and environment. Okay. So, agricultural chemistry, that is this part comes under which lesson? Applied chemistry. So, where and all we can apply the field of chemistry only we are dealing. First, you have studied so much of divisions. Okay, in among that one only agricultural and food chemistry. So, first today we are learning agriculture, isn't it? So, in the agricultural field, what is the role of chemist? Or what is the role of chemistry? What is the application of chemistry? First one is it is employed for the production of agricultural products. Next one, how to process the raw materials for the production. Then how to monitor the environmental pollution, etc. Then also it plays very important role and it relates plants, animals, bacteria and environment. Okay, and what is the important goals? What is the goal of chemist in the field of agriculture? They want to increase the crop yield, isn't it? If the farmer is cultivating a crop, he expects what? A good yield, isn't it? So, increasing the crop yield. The next one, it should be of good quality. It should contain all the micro and macro nutrients. Okay, so it should contain a good quality and by reducing the cost productions. You know, to cultivate your crops, they have to invest a lot. But how to reduce the cost for the production of agricultural products. These are the three main goals of chemistry, applied chemistry in agricultural field. First one is what? To increase the yield of the crop, then to give good quality food, then to reduce the investment or to reduce the cost for the production of the agricultural products. The next one, application. In which way they can attain these three goals? How they are attaining these three goals? How they are applying the chemistry in the field of agriculture? Okay. First one is by soil testing. What is that soil testing? Fertile soil, isn't it? It's a good for the yield. So, soil testing for the good fertility, how they will identify means by testing the pH. So, the pH plays important role in the agricultural field. Soil testing means it involves the pH. Okay, pH, you know, the pH 7 means neutral, less than 7 acid and above 7 means base. So, by indicating these values, they can say this soil is suitable for such and such crops. Okay. For example, paddy. You all know paddy field. Paddy grow well if the soil contains acid pH. And also sugarcane. Sugarcane, they need neutral. The soil pH should be maintained at 7. Then the yield is good. Citrus fruits, they grow well in acid pH. Not we think acid pH. Citrus fruits are contains as they grow well in basic pH. Okay, that is the pH should be less than 7. Then we can expect good yield. So the soil testing plays an important role. Soil testing means the pH. Okay, it involves the determination of pH and also its texture and porosity. These three things are important for the growth of the crop. One is what? One is pH. Next one, porosity. Next one, third one is what? Texture. These three are very important for the soil. Okay, next one, chemical fertilizers. We know that chemical fertilizers are made up of chemical compounds and they supply micro and macronutrients to the crops. Okay, some of the examples for chemical fertilizers are calcium phosphate, ammonium nitrate, then NPK. What is NPK? It supplies nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. The last one is urea. So, soil testing, the chemist, they will test the pH of the soil. They will check the porosity of the soil, texture. These three are important in soil testing. Next, chemical fertilizers. Fertilizers are made up of chemical compounds and these chemicals contains micro and macronutrients for the growth of the plants And some of the examples are calcium phosphate, ammonium nitrate, NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. The next one is urea. The next one, we have to prevent our crops from pests and insects, isn't it? Because when they affect to cause disease to the plants and it spread the disease to the plants. So for the good yield, we should protect the plant from the pesticides and the insecticides. So these pesticides and insecticides also made up of what? Chemicals, isn't it? Chemically synthesized pesticides and used to solve the issues. Okay. Some of the examples for that is chlorinated hydrocarbon, organophosphate and carbamates. Okay, these three are the commonly used pesticides and insecticides to protect the plant from the from the pest and insects. Okay, otherwise what they will do? They will cause some disease in the crops. You can see some potato, sugar cane, whatever may be, there will be a disease that is caused due to pest and insect if you are not spraying these pesticides and insecticides. Okay, so these are the three applications. One, they will check the soil testing. Next one, they will produce good chemical fertilizers. Third one, they protect the crops from pesticides and insecticides. Okay, so these are the important things that the chemist will do in the field of agriculture. Okay, so the main aim is to increase the production of crop yield by doing soil testing and giving good chemical fertilizers and pesticides and insecticides. Okay, depending on the nature of the soil only, the fertilizers are used. Okay, depending, that is by testing the soil pH only, we will add suitable fertilizers. These fertilizers can be used as a single one or it can be used as a mixture, and it all depends upon the texture of the soil so that we can increase the crop yield, and also they can give good quality of food, and by preventing the pesticides and insecticides we can have the good yield of the crop. Next we are going to see about the food chemistry. Okay, so we need that food is the basic need of all the human beings and animals. Okay, the food we eat also contains what? Chemicals. Any food that we are eating must require three kinds of food, that the diet should contain mainly three kinds of foods. Okay students, so after followed by agricultural chemistry, we are going to learn about the food chemistry. So this food chemistry, it deals with what? Food. You all know it deals with the food. The food chemistry, food is a necessary thing for the plants, for the human beings as well as animals. We know that food what we are eating also contains what? Chemicals. And whatever the foods that they should contain these three kinds of foods. What are they? One is that should be build the body. Next it have to give energy to the body. Next it have to protect the body, isn't it? So what are they? Bodybuilders, energy producers and protective foods. Okay, wow. These three have to be present in our daily food. Okay, wow. So food chemistry, it deals with the food and the production of good quality of food. So whatever foods that we are having, it should contain mainly three kinds of foods. What are they? Bodybuilders, energy producers and protective foods. If it contains these three kinds of foods, okay, every human requires all these three kinds of foods, and if it is in right proportion, it is very needed for the smooth functioning of our body. So that the diet contains all this, whatever I said. What are they? Bodybuilders, energy producers and protectors. If these foods were present in our food, then we call that food as what food ma? Balanced diet. Okay, so our food should be a balanced diet that should contain these three kinds of foods. Okay, wow. So food chemistry is the chemistry of foods, which involves this food chemistry. What they will do means they will analyze the food, they will process the food, they will packaging, and how the utilization of materials, everything has been looked after by, and also the safety and good quality of foods. These all are indicated by or monitored by whom? The food chemist, by the food chemist. And what is the goal? What is the goal of this chemist in the field of food? They study the properties of proteins, fats, starch and carbohydrates. First they have to study the properties, or they have to analyze the functioning of this macronutrients, what macro and micronutrients such as proteins, fats, starch, how they work on their body, what is the role of these proteins in our body, fats in our body, starch, carbohydrate, everything they have to study. Then they will learn about they will know, they have the knowledge about the additive and flavorants that should be added to the food. We know that all the packed items that we are getting from the shop must contains what? Additive or the flavorants, isn't it? Most of the flavorants that are agreed by the government, some are not. So it should not be harmful to the human beings also. Okay, so that all the knowledge who will have means the food chemist, and they will find new ingredients for the replacement of fat and sugar. Now we have many packed foods, many items are coming in the market, they are saying, isn't it, instead of sugar you can use these components. It's one of the chemical which does not increase the level of sugar, isn't it? Alternative instead of sugar. Okay, so this is the main role. For they will create the new ingredients for replacing such as instead of fat and sugar. Okay, so these are the goals of the these are the goals of food chemist. What is the first one? They study the properties of proteins, fats, starches and carbohydrates. Then they will have the knowledge about additive and flavorants. Then they will produce new ingredients for replacing the components such as fat and sugar. These are the 3 important goals of what? A food chemist. Okay, ma'am. Food we eat in our day-to-day life contains either natural or they may contain what? Synthetic chemicals. Okay, and also they are also needed for the functioning of our body. Okay, nutrients, the most essential components present in the food, isn't it? They are required for what? These nutrients, they are required for the what? Growth, physiological and metabolic activities of the body. Okay, carbohydrate, proteins, vitamins and minerals, these only we will consider as what? Nutrients. So their goal is the food should contain a balanced diet, and food they have to produce good nutrients for the human beings. In addition to this nutrients, they also contains what? Different types of additive and flavorants. What are the types of additives we can see? One is preservative. Okay, a packed food contain a preservative, spoilage from microorganism. Then color, isn't it? Attractive colors are due to adding colorants. Sweetness, instead of sugar they are adding artificial sweeteners. Flavoring for the taste, extra things are added for the flavor. Then antioxidation, which prevent oxidation, isn't it? If it is undergo oxidation, it causes foul smelling in the food products. To avoid that, oxidation should not be happen. It should not react with the oxygens. Okay, then it will be they are preservatives, colorants, artificial sweeteners, flavor enhancers, antioxidants. So these are the different types of additives. What is the role of preservative? First we can see the role of preservative. They protect food from spoilage by microorganisms. For example, we know commonly we will add, with the pickle we will add vinegar, sodium benzoate. Vinegar, common example, isn't it? Then sodium benzoate, benzoic acid, etc. can be used as preservative. So the first function of preservative is to protect. It is used for protect from spoilage of microorganisms. So the next one is colorants. First one is preservative, we completed. Next one, colorants. They give pleasant colors to food, isn't it? Okay, on seeing itself attractive colors, that is due to the addition of carotenoids. Due to the addition of what? Carotenoids. So the next one is what? Colorants, isn't it? So the colorants, what are the colorants we will add means carotenoids, anthocyanin. Next one is curcumin. These are the coloring reagents which give attractive and pleasant colors to the food. Next one, artificial sweeteners. They add sweet taste to food. Okay, it add what? Sweet taste to food. What are they? Saccharin, isn't it? Saccharin and cyclamate. These two are commonly used as a artificial sweeteners. The next one, flavor, isn't it? Ajinomoto, isn't it? Nowadays we are not using. So they are used for enhancing the flavor. The taste of the food is enhanced by adding some flavor enhancers. What are they? They are monosodium glutamate and calcium diglutamate. Antioxidants prevent the oxidation of food. They will prevent what? The oxidation of food so that it can protect us from cardiovascular disease. Okay, so we have to prevent the antioxidants that prevent oxidation reaction, chain reactions, otherwise it may cause cardiovascular disease. So by adding vitamin C, vitamin E, carotene, they prevent the antioxidants. They prevent oxidation reactions and protect us from cardiovascular disease. Okay, students, so these are the additives which is commonly used on all the packed food items. What are they? Preservatives, colorants, artificial sweeteners, flavor enhancers, and antioxidants. Preservative we know commonly, isn't it? That is vinegar. Next one, what? Benzoic acid to protect the food from the spoilage of microorganism. Colorants, for the attractive color we will add carotenoids, anthocyanin, and curcumin. Third one, sweetness. Instead of sugar we will add other sweeteners such as saccharin and cyclamate. Flavor, monosodium glutamate and calcium glutamate are commonly used as a flavor enhancers. Antioxidants, for the preventing oxidation reaction in the food we will add vitamin C, vitamin E, and carotene. Students, what is the main use means they protect us from cardiovascular disease. Okay, students, higher order, that is hot question, high order thinking skills is there. Above that, see Roman number 5, answer in detail. Second question, name the various food additives and explain their function. This is one of the important book back question. Okay, name the various food additives and explain their function. It is on page number 195. Did you see the tabular column? Fully you mark it. It is a very important question, most commonly asked question. Okay, how to learn what are the preservative, colorants, artificial sweeteners, flavor enhancers, and antioxidants that are used. Okay, this is the book back detailed question. Okay, students, learn all these questions. Acid base salt is also very important. Next year you may have this applied chemistry. All the lessons that you studied in 9th is useful for the 10th grade. Okay, carbon and its compound, that is lesson 15. Okay, now when you get the vacation you learn very well. Okay, when you get to the vacation class you learn well, because this lesson continuation you will have in the next year also. So on the leave holiday classes, this is the duty for you, or this is the homework for you. Learn carbon and its compounds thoroughly and come for the next year. Okay, thank you, students.